Welcome back to Copper Star Precision, the channel dedicated to getting you more points at your competitive shooting matches. Today we're going over the December course of fire for NRL22, and man, this course of fire is tough. Small targets, lots of movement, lots of restrictions on stages that we haven't seen. So somebody was on Santa's naughty list and they put together this course of fire for all those people who are getting coal in their stockings. But that being said, I'm here to give you tips and tricks and strategies to help you score more points. So let's start with the first stage in the booklet. It's called Don't KYL Your Exercise Plan. I'll put this course description up here. It states, work off all that pumpkin pie and those Christmas cookies one shot at a time. On the start signal, the shooter will engage the far target and then the KYL from a prone supported position, and then the 55-gallon barrel with one shot in the following target order. We're gonna go to the far target for prone, then the barrel, and then we're gonna engage the KYL rack. So the 1-inch prone, 1-inch barrel, 3/4 prone, 3/4 barrel, all the way down to the 1/4 inch. It is hit to move on, but the shooter must change positions after every shot. So if you don't, if you don't hit the target, the spotter should yell re-engage. You still have to move and then go back to the same target that you missed the last shot. Note, each target must be impacted twice before moving to the next target. Luckily, there's no restriction to this one because it's already a pretty tough stage. So I'll put the targets up here like I usually do, sizes. It's pretty small. Usually we have the KYL rack at 30 yards. This time it's at 42. The 4-inch at 100 is not too terribly bad. But this is all about movement, getting fast target acquisition, building stable positions quickly. It's 10 shots. It's a lot of moving. You're basically doing essentially burpees. So it's actually going to be kind of a workout. So let's see. We start prone. And I think there's really one way to run this stage. When a stage is so complicated, it really limits your options of how you can attack it. I'm gonna give you my preferred method. If you don't have the equipment I have, I'll give you some backup strategies that might be able to help you. Okay, so I'm gonna go with one bag, and every time on the 55-gallon drum, you know I like the 2 points of contact method. So the bipod is gonna be all the way up on my Arca rail, and then I have this rear bag here for rear support. And this is gonna be my position for the first target. So oh no, I'm sorry, we start prone first, but yeah. So you want your bipod set up so it's in this position. So when the start signal goes off, we're gonna go prone first. Now there's no reason to go prone all the way over here. Be close, as close as you can to the barrel, because you're gonna be moving and you wanna limit the amount of movement that you have to do. So timer goes off, I go prone, rear bag down, my parallax is set for the far target. Now here's another important thing. You're not gonna have time to dial. Even though it's only 2 shots at the 100-yard target, it's gonna be imperative that you have as much time to build positions on the clock, because those KYL targets are small, and if you miss them, you're moving, it's a whole mess. So my dope works out pretty nice actually. So for the 42-yard target, I'm at -1/10 of a mil, I'm 0 to 50 yards. And for the velocity that I have in my ammunition, the 100-yard target is 1.9 mils. So the difference is 2. So I'm holding over for both the shots on the far target. So I'm down on the ground, I'm prone, stable position. I'm holding on the 2 hash mark in my reticle. I engage, hopefully I hit. Otherwise I have to move anyway to the barrel. Quickly get up. Again, holding that 2nd hash mark, engage. And basically this is not leaving my left hand. I'm not fumbling with the bag. This is always staying in my left hand. I'm getting down prone. Now we have to go to the 1-inch. So what I'm gonna do is I'm not gonna dial. I'm gonna find my target, and so I don't lose my sort of position with the gun. I'm right-handed, okay? So, and my parallax knob is on the left. So I find my target. It's not gonna be in focus because my parallax is set for the 100-yard target. So I'm gonna find my target. If I move my left hand, which is holding the rear bag, which is giving me elevation control, I'm gonna be all sorts of wobbly, right? So what I'm gonna do, and this is a really nice trick and tip to make things easier, is I'm going to get on the KYL target, which will be fuzzy. I'm gonna take my right hand, the gun is completely stable. I'm not moving my left hand, which is the rear support for the rifle. I'm taking my right hand, reaching over the scope, adjusting the parallax till I get the KYL target in focus, and I should still be right there. The gun hasn't moved. I found the KYL rack. All I do is this, adjust. As I'm coming around, I'm closing the bolt because I'm still on target. My face is on glass the whole time. And then engage the 1-inch target. And then back to the barrel. Coming up as quick as I can, setting that in. And now because I'm dialed down 1 and my parallax is set, I don't have to touch my scope at all. So now it's just about getting on position, good fundamentals, good breathing. This is going to be a workout, moving between the two positions. So you're going to notice that your breathing, you can even tell right now, my breathing has increased. I'm doing a lot of up and down movement. So that being said, really focus on your breathing, get to that respiratory pause. As you breathe out, there's that respiratory pause, that natural point where you're not fluctuating and your lungs aren't moving in and out. That's when you need to break the shot. Break a clean shot, good follow through, because remember, it's hit to move on. So, you're gonna really do yourself a disservice if you're missing shots. So it is 10 shots and it's, or 10 impacts, it's 10 targets. So you roughly have 12 seconds per shot. So let's say you take 5 seconds to change positions and get on target, you have 7 seconds. So, I'll probably count in my head like 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, keep it consistent in terms of the pace between movements and take your time, or the first couple of targets might be easier to hit. You can do those at a comfortable pace where you're sure you're gonna hit them, and then spend a little bit more time on the smaller targets like the 1/2 inch and 1/4 inch KYL targets. But really, that's the name of the game. I think you need 2 points of contact. You're gonna be moving a lot. Do that parallax trick with your shooting hand, and as you come back down, you can close the bolt. It's just efficiency of movement is gonna help you save time on this stage. Otherwise, it's a lot of shots and a lot of movement to get off in 120 seconds. It's gonna go by quick. Now, like I said, if you don't have a full-length Arca rail and you can't move your bipod any closer to the magazine, you're gonna be at a little bit of disadvantage. You'll actually be a little bit at an advantage on the prone part, because let's say our bipod is normally mounted. So like if you have a sling swivel mounted bipod, it's usually in one position right here, close to the end of the stock. You're actually gonna have an advantage on the prone stage because you have a little bit wider base. It's more stable in the prone position without the bipod being so close, but you will be at a disadvantage on the barrel. And my advice there is probably try and do 2 points of contact. Maybe find like the biggest bag you have. Like this is a fat bag from Armageddon Gear, large fat bag. I might do something like this. So at the beginning of the stage, I'll have a rear bag. This and the rifle, I'll be standing like this. Timer goes beep, I'll put the rifle down. I'll get this settled. I'll go do my prone shots. I'll come back up here, and it's high enough that the bipod isn't gonna interfere, and there's still enough room. Basically, I'm putting this bag where I would like to have the bipod. So this bag's gonna go in here, and then I'm not gonna be able to get to the rear support here, but I can probably use this rear bag to squeeze either the grip or the grip of the stock or anything. You should have enough room to get at least where your hand position is going to be, and this becomes my 2 points of contact for the barrel. So if you can't move your bipod any closer, which is my preferred method, get a big bag, or if you have like a rolled up shooting mat or a backpack or something, probably someone at the match is going to have a big pump pillow like this. Ask them to borrow it. They should be nice enough to let you. So I'm going to get a big pump pillow here. This is where I engage. Remember, respiratory pause, good breathing. Engage. That's just going to stay there. And then I just have the same thing with my rear bag going prone. But having a nice big bag that will clear the bipod will make it much easier. Remember, 2 points of contact is always better. So hopefully those 2 strategies will work for whatever kind of gear you have. Like I said, if you have the Arca rail, slide the bipod up, 2 points of contact there with a rear bag. If you can't do that, use a big bag in the front. Try and get that rear bag underneath either the grip or the whatever, if you have a chassis or a stock, wherever your grip is, try and get it under there for elevation control. Remember the trick about reaching over with your right hand to adjust parallax after the second shot, to not lose that elevation change with your non-dominant hand. And just take your time. I mean, it is a lot of time, but there's a lot of movement as well. So you need to be quick on target acquisition. Maybe dial, for the first couple shots, make sure your magnification is pretty far out so it's easy to spot the targets. You'll probably have to zoom in for the KYL target. You can also do that, but it's gonna be fast target acquisition and just moving and grooving. So hope these tips helped. If they did, drop a like on this video, comment, subscribe. Do you have any other tips and tricks you guys wanna share? How are you guys planning on running the stage? Let me know. And of course, I'm gonna put one of these videos each day leading up to the first week, and then I'll have footage from the match. So stick around for that. Make sure you're subscribed, and until I see you next time, score more points.